make in marriage and how to fix them. 7 money mistakes couples make and how to fix them. So this night, let's talk about money and marriage. These are two important things or topics that can either break or make your marriage. So if you're married, you're about to get married, you are single, or you're just curious, then today's video, today's topic, 7 money mistakes that couples make and how to fix them, will sincerely, truly help you. So I want to welcome you to Money Matters with Modupe. My name is Modupe Vincent. I am a certified financial planner and also a legal practitioner with over 20 years of experience. So if you're just joining me this evening, you're seeing me for the first time, I want to welcome you. Please share, invite somebody, tag somebody, let them know that we're live right now. This is 7 money mistakes that couples make, and we want to look at how we can fix them. So today is all about your money, it's about your wallet, it's about your relationship. So let me quickly dive into the 7 money mistakes. In fact, I have about 30 money mistakes, but for today's video, I'll just be listing 7 of this problems, 7 of these mistakes, and how can we as couples, how can we fix this money problems. The very first money mistake that I see couples have, or I've heard, is that the avoiding to talk about money, either before the marriage or during the marriage. It is important that you must have this money talk. Don't avoid it. And this is one of the biggest money mistakes, silent money mistakes that I see that couples make. And either in my counseling or even just listening to people, I see that not talking about money is one of the biggest challenges, and the silent one for that matter, that people have. So what do we do? It's important that you as a couple, either before you get married or during your marriage, that you have this money talk. And what are the things that you should talk about? One, you should talk about income. Where is the money coming, from? If you're married, it's easy. I know that, okay, my husband works, I also work, and I know that, okay, this money, our income comes from these sources. But when you are not yet married, it's important for you to have this talk. It is not just enough for you to think about the romance, think about the love. People say that love is blind. But when it comes to marriage, you realize that, look, love is not blind. So it's important that you talk about your income, you talk about expenses, you talk about savings, you talk about investment. You open up to each other before marriage. Even when you are married, it's also important that you have this money talks. Where are you going as a couple financially? What are the projects that you plan to have as a project? When you're coming in, both of you, you know what you're going into. And when you're even there already, it's important to know your mindset, to know how you are moving and how to go about it. So marriage, let me use this example, that marriage is just like an institution. It's when you have an organization or you have a company or an institution, it is made up of different departments. And usually before when you want to start a financial year, for instance, you realize that all the different departments in that institution all come together. Money can kill too. Yes, money can kill too. If it is not properly handled, it can kill. We have seen so many examples of people who, lost their lives as a result of the things that were happening, the situation what that was happening in their marriage. But for this evening, we are looking at money in marriage. We're looking at the 7 costly mistakes that couples have, and then how do we fix this? How do we fix these problems? I'm talking from the angle of a financial planner. I've had experience with couples, and I've seen the challenges that couples go through, and I've seen that couples actually, if these things are not properly managed, like my brother is saying, Olu, welcome, it can actually kill, it can actually destroy the marriage. The effect is really, really is terrible. So full disclosure, don't hide anything from your spouse. It is, you are correct. Don't hide anything. And that is why we're saying that this is the number one money problem that couples have. And it is usually very subtle. It is a silent, thing that destroys a marriage. So it is important that you must have this talk. You must talk about it. If you have debt, like Olu is saying here, it's important that you talk about it. Let that person know that, look, I am in so much debt, maybe because of my school loan, or maybe because, of reckless spending, or maybe because of, I made a bad investment which has turned out bad. So it is important that you talk about money. Like I said, it's just like an institution that you come together, you talk about the things that you will need, you talk about the things that you had done in the past. So it is important. I support you, support me. Oh, really? Support you, support me. No problem. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. So it is important that you must have this money talk. You must come out. Full disclosure is very, very key. So how do you go about it? Or let me ask, what is one of the reasons, or the reasons why people do not want to have this money talk? Number one, I would also like to read from you as well. Let us make it interactive. So what is it? Why is it that people don't want to talk about money in marriage? Number one, from my experience as a legal practitioner and as a certified financial planner, and even as a pastor's wife, one of the reasons why people don't want to talk about money is because of fear of judgment. They feel that if I disclose to my husband, for instance, or to my spouse that these are the problems I have or the challenges, that they feel that, look, this person is going to judge me. This person is going to ego, fantastic. Ego is another thing. And this is usually on the part of the men. How will I now disclose to her that I have this challenge? How will I now say this? The ego is there. So another reason is that, ego will go with pride, cultural conditioning as well, especially from, people from this part of the world. The cultural thing that, for instance, that women don't talk about money is one of the cultural things that we have here that may cause, a problem. When the man is ready to speak and the woman says that, look, she's shy, she doesn't want to say anything. Or because of previous fights, maybe because as a couple you have spoken about it before, you have said, look, let us have this money talk, and you realize that this money talk has caused, you have caused arguments and has even caused fights. So some people, rather than, have this talk, they'll rather say, look, I don't want this problem, I don't want these challenges, let me just keep, to myself. Don't let me bring up this matter. But I'm saying that it is very, very important for us that we must have this money talk. We must have this money talk. It is very, very important. So how do we know how to go about it? How do we now fix it? Number one, it is important that, okay, cheating. Yes, that's another point. Thank you for bringing this up. It's cheating. Because while you are cheating, somebody who cheats certainly has to spend money on the, on the person he or she is cheating with. If you are the man that is cheating, then you have to, the woman that you're cheating with certainly will ask for money. She wants to make her hair, she wants to buy things, she wants to look nice. And so when you are doing that, it's difficult for you to now tell your partner or your wife that, look, oh, this is where my money is going to. It's like that. It's like that. So, we must fix it if we do not want marriage money to cause problem in our homes, in our marriages. So the very first thing is for us to say, look, whatever it is, remember that your home, when it comes to trust only Jesus, men will let you down. Yes. Trust only Jesus, men will let you down. Yes. But at the same time, as we are trusting in Jesus, we should be able to also trust our partner as well. And that is why this money talk is very important. So when you open up, when you let the person know that this has happened, the other partner, the other spouse, yes, it may be difficult, but it is important that that other person is able to forgive. Because if you do not forgive, it will be difficult for you to continue to have trust in that other person. So it's important that you start with a safe, non-blaming kind of conversation. You are real to each other. And then you talk about it. It is a must that you must do. You must talk about it. And then you must also make this talk regular. You must make it regular. The new generation does not forgive. Yes. And that is one thing that we must, I feel, because money is a very big thing in marriage. And for a man, woman always expect them to be the provider. One thing is not having the money. Another thing is woman find out that you have it. That is another thing. That is another thing. I said that I have 30 of these points. But for today's life, we're only looking at 7 of them. So my brother has brought in another thing. Melvin Lord has brought in another thing. Keeping secrets, money secrets is another one that can cause a problem, a breakdown in marriage. Don't forget that money can either break that marriage or can bring both of you together. So it is your choice. Don't forget that money is just a tool. And money amplifies, the person. So when I have money, it amplifies the kind of person I am. And the same thing for my husband as well. And the same thing for, couples as well. So financial secrets will bring the marriage down. So it's important that we have this money talk. It's important that we even agree on our roles. Just like he has said, when the woman would want, believe that the man should be the sole provider. When we have this money talk, we're able to also say that, look, agree on roles. Agree to say that, okay, maybe the man, if we want to agree that the man should be the sole provider, fine. Or if we want to say that, okay, maybe the woman, because she's still, they're just starting a family, they're just having children, you say that, okay, maybe you be at home. But I always tell women who find themselves in that situation that, yes, even if you are home, it doesn't mean that you cannot be a support to your husband. It does not mean that you cannot earn money from home. I always tell women, you can, as you are home, you can also make money from home as well. Because you may find a situation whereby the man might not be capable of being the sole provider financially for that household for so many reasons. He might not be able to take on the financial responsibility of that marriage because of so many things, so many challenges. So we must look at each other. We must look at our circumstance, and with that circumstance, decide the roles for each person. And when we decide that, okay, the man be the sole provider, like I said, the woman should also be ready to support financially as well. You can do things, you can learn skills and earn money from it. So the second mistake is that failure to plan for financial emergencies. Don't forget, I'm speaking to us here I'm wearing about 3 hats, and I'm talking to us from these 3 hats. The first hat, I'm a certified financial planner. The second one is that I'm a legal practitioner. And the third one is from the religious angle. I'm a pastor's wife as well. So I'm looking at the things that causes breakdown in marriages as a result of money. Failure to plan for financial emergencies. So what I usually tell people is that, look, emergencies will occur. It is not that they will not occur, they will occur. But the question is, when? So I tell people that, yes, while we're trusting God, there is also the part for us as couples to also plan. I ask people this question: what happens if, for instance, we're talking about the breadwinner? What happens if he loses his job? What happens if he falls ill? What happens, God forbid, that the person is no more around? So what will happen? So it is important that as a couple, we must plan our finances together. We must remember that, look, emergencies will occur. It will come. Something will happen. When it comes to our finances, it is always in circles. There will be the time of plenty, and also there will be the time when, our finances are lean. So what do? We should be able to plan for that lean period but I feel there should be a level of secrecy when it comes to money in marriage. Well, I don't know what you mean by secrecy, but secrecy breeds, rather than saying secrecy, I don't understand what you mean, but if I'm going to assume that this is what you mean, secrecy means that I don't reveal to you. I don't tell you this is what I owe, or this is what I'm earning. Maybe that is what you are talking about. And what I usually tell people is this. See, there are different ways, approaches when it comes to this money matters in marriage. Some people will say, look, let's have a joint account. What we should operate is the joint account. Maybe that is what you mean. Whereby when it is joint, it means that we both know what is happening. But this joint account may not always work. And I've seen it in practice, even for me as a family. So, and there is also the part whereby you have his money, her money. And what I mean by this is, even when you're having your joint account, I will also encourage that both of you also have your account whereby you can do whatever you want to do with your money. I may decide that I want to throw a surprise for my husband. I want to buy a gift. And that is where talking about it comes up. Because while you are talking about it, you're also saying that, look, yes, we know that we have money towards the project. We are building our house. We're doing this. We're planning for our children's education. But at the same time, it's important that we also have our own money. Our money whereby I can do whatever I want to do with it. Maybe that is what you mean. And rather than saying secrecy, I'd rather say that, we open up. We say that, okay, well, we open up, but let's go about it this way. And if you have an account, I know that you have that account. Whatever you do with that money is left to you, is up to you. But at least I know that you have that account. So in that wise, I will not say that it is a secret account. So I hope I've answered you. So please let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, your name, and let me know, please, where you are watching from. So it is important that you plan for emergencies. And I've said emergencies may come in different ways, but it's important that you plan for these emergencies, because if you don't plan for these emergencies, it can throw your family into panic. It can throw your family into you now having to borrow, you now having to, at the discretion, at the mercy of other people. But when you plan, you might not know exactly what would happen, but you know that at least we have this funds here, we have this money here, or we have this particular investment here in the event that something happens. So please, as you are watching, I want to ask you, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, share as well. I would like to know where you are watching from. An emergency can clear up, wipe off a person's, your finances. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah, thank you. I understand now. And I'm going to have a live video, meeting again, just on your joint accounts, the pros and the cons of it, so that we can really, really have an understanding of what is going on. So don't forget, avoid money talk. Is not helpful to the marriage. Failure to plan for financial emergencies will also hurt the marriage. Another one, and this is really, it pertains to us here in Africa. I'm talking about letting in-laws on extended family to influence our financial decisions. This one is another one that can be silent, but can also harm the marriage as well. Letting in-laws or extended family to have a say. This can cause problems in your marriage. And how can this happen? For instance, this is where the secrets, a form of secret comes in. When, for instance, maybe the husband or the wife tends to give money to the family, maybe the sibling that is going to school, and then you are hiding this information from your spouse. That way you are allowing them to influence. Or maybe they come to you and they tell you that, look, oh, you're watching from Nigeria, thank you so much, thank you. And then don't forget to please share, don't forget to please like, and don't forget to please subscribe as well. So when this happens, it comes in different forms. It may be maybe a member of your family, your extended family, telling you that, okay, why don't you buy this property, or why don't you do this? Let us build house for mama, let us do this. And then you're not informing your spouse. It can cause resentment for the other couple, for the other spouse, who feels that, why are you taking advice from them? Or why are you taking our money to do something for them? And then we have a need here. And that is why I said that it is important, even while you are practicing joint accounts, that both of you should also have your own separate account. Because there may be a conflict. Oh, after all, this family has been here before I married you. Or if you say that, because I usually tell people as well that when such a thing happens, learn to set boundaries. Learn to say no sometimes and say, look, please, maybe I have this to do. And so maybe the request you are making, now may have to paint. But the question is, is it because you are now married that the request, the things that you have been doing for us have to paint, have to stop? So there are conflicts. And it's important that as much as we can, we should stand as a team and not work against each other. So I want to appeal to couples, please open up to each other. It might be difficult, especially if you are coming from a background whereby marriage money has really caused a lot of havoc, a lot of problems in your family where you are coming from. So please speak about it, talk about it. It's not too late. You might not be able to, when you have your first conversation, you might not be able to talk about everything, but at least give room. Allow each other to express, to say the things that bother you, the things that, you are looking forward to. It might be difficult, but we have to try. We have to build. We have to take it one step at a time. Hi, Ben. Hello, Ben. We must take it a step at a time, please. It is important that we do this. I've been married for 26 years. I've been in this practice of being a certified financial planner and legal practice for over 20 years. And I have seen the havoc that money causes in marriage. And I am saying, let us prevent this. I am saying, let us help. Let us work together. It is what I'm saying. And I'm appealing. Let us plan. Plan for emergencies. Not because we're afraid, but because planning is wisdom. Ben, like the stream. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. And if you have not subscribed as well, please subscribe. So that is another thing. So let your spouse know. It is important. And when you keep secret as well, it also, it brings lack of trust. Because you are like, okay, so why are you keeping this? Why are you not telling me this? There are two important things. Money is an important thing on its own. Marriage is an important thing on its own. And unfortunately, we don't go to school to learn about money. Neither do we go to school to learn about marriage. Most of the times, the things that we know are things that we have seen. Maybe from our families, where we come from, the things that we have read in books, or what we have even watched in movies. But this should not be what should affect or be the foundation or the basis for us. What we should do is that we should determine in ourselves that, look, money will not cause a breakdown in my marriage or in the marriages of people that are around. So I want to ask, have you ever faced any of these challenges? Have you faced the challenge of failure to plan and maybe something happened? Or have you faced the problem of both of you avoiding to talk about this money issue, or even letting family, in-laws, extended family, has it happened? Has something happened that you would like to share? You know, it's an interactive session. Please let us learn, let us hear, let us know what is happening. And another thing, the fourth one, which I see as well, and I'm speaking as a legal practitioner here, is that not having a will or an estate plan. Hi. It is something that I'm going to mention here, and I'm going to say that, look, from the legal point of view, if you are the sole provider for your family, what will happen when you do not provide for your family legally? Because that is what a will does simply, or an estate plan. That is what it does simply. It helps you to bring into life, you know, your desires, the things that you have worked for, the assets that you have, that wife that you are working for, or the children that you have. What it does is that it protects them. Not having anything in place, either you're stating your wish or having a will or an estate plan, will put your family in jeopardy. Will put that wife that you're working for, or those children that you're working for, especially if your children are minors, if they're still less than 18, or if you have special needs children, what will happen to them? So as a couple, is important, you know, and there is this fear, especially, like I say, in this part of the world, where people feel that, you know, when we talk about having a will, I've spoken to so many women gatherings, and one of the questions that they tell me, or they ask, and the fear that they have is, oh, if I should talk to my husband, if I should bring this topic up, he's going to have in his mind that, are you saying that I'm going to die? Are you saying that something will happen to me? And I'm saying it here, that having a will or an estate plan is not just for the man. It's both for men and women. So even as a wife, it is important that you should also have something, especially if you have assets, especially if you have money and if you have income. So having a will is not just for men. No, it's for both of you as a couple. So it's important that the things that you have worked for, nothing happens to it. Because what happens is, if a person dies without a will, what happens is that the law will set in. The law will set in. And what will be the effect? The effect is that, number one, the people that you are working for, that you want, you know, them to take over ownership of those things, will not be the ones to take over. Because when the law sets in, it means that the principles, the guidelines according to the law is what will happen. That's number one. Number two, injustice will occur. Number three, that is where you start seeing people going to court and fighting. That no, this is not what his intentions are. These are what his intentions are. So it's important that, look, these money mistakes should be avoided. Come together and talk. If you're having problem at this point and you feel that, oh, I'm not able to navigate, look, I am here to help you navigate this journey. I do one-on-one consultation. I counsel people as to how to avoid these things happening in our marriages. So if you are afraid that, oh, you don't know how to go about it, I can guide you, you know, to navigate this journey. So I will say once again, please, individually and even as a couple, it is important that you have a will or an estate plan. Please, I'll say that again. Another mistake is that comparing your finances to other couples. Oh, I've seen this so much, especially for young couples. You know, a couple that have been together for 25 years, 30 years, and you are just starting your journey, maybe you're just 1 year, 2 years, and you see the things that this other older couple are doing, and then you look at your husband and you say, see Mr. and Mrs. Lagbaja, oh, they are going on vacation again. Oh, the man just bought a car. You cannot compare that 20 years, that 25 years with your own journey. So I tell people, please don't compare. Comparison is a thief. Comparison steals your joy. Comparison breeds resentment. Comparison breeds discontent. So please don't do it as a couple, especially for the wives. Please don't do it. And if you feel that maybe, oh, something is not happening the way it should happen, that is why it is important that both of you should sit down and talk. Sit down and talk. So stop comparing. If you are comparing, don't run another person's race. Don't. Please continue to like. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your opinion is. What do you think about the in-law matter, the extended family matter? What do you think about women comparing their own marriages to another? It also happens with the men as well, comparing. Maybe see this woman, see that. But usually when the man compares, it is not usually in the light of money. It may be in other things. Where the comparison comes mostly is from the women, and when they compare the other family to their own family. So please run your own race. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. If what the husband is able to do is to pay the school fees, appreciate it, be grateful. And in that midst of gratitude, you are able to do more. You are able to plan. You are able to provide and do more. So the sixth money problem that I see is the problems I have brought out this evening are problems that are usually silent. The ones that are not so obvious, the silent ones that actually destroys marriages. The sixth one is not teaching your children about money. I tell people, please teach your children. Tell them about money. If you do not teach them about the money, then your children will learn from somewhere else. Is it that they learn from their friends? Is it that they learn from movies? But the world will certainly teach them something, but you need to teach them. But unfortunately, even parents, even the couples, don't even know so much about money. There is so much lack of financial intelligence, or people are just illiterate when it comes to the finances. Learn to bring your children into it. Teach them about money. Teach them about savings. Teach them about investment. Teach them about tithing. Teach them about generosity. Teach them about delayed gratification. Let them know the importance of hard work. The importance of, work. Because, what I've seen even with these children, with our children sometimes, is that when you don't teach them, they have this sense of entitlement. I'm entitled to this. And if you do not teach them while they are young, by the time they are adults, these are the things, the money habits that they have formed as children are the things that they carry up as adults. And that is the way they would act even when they eventually get married. So it is important that we teach these children how to handle money, not to mishandle money. And we can teach them their age-appropriate learning that we can give our children when it comes to money. So as a couple, teach your children. I thank God for my parents, because most of what I learned, was what my parents taught me, what I saw them do. So it helped me to navigate my money journey. I knew that it was important that any money that I'm giving, I must save a portion. I knew that saving enough will not be helpful for me. I will not be able to get to my financial destination, and I knew that I had to invest. So it is important that we teach our children about money matters. Show them example. And then the last money mistake that I want to talk about this evening is refusing to seek financial help or counseling. If you see that, your marriage is having problems. I like what Olu said at one point. He said that marriage, can kill. And truly, marriage can kill. And we have seen a lot of people who have died in marriage. So we don't want our marriages to get to that point. And so what we're saying is that seek financial help. Not from people who don't understand. Not from your friends who will only take your side when you tell them what has happened. We're not saying take counsel from them, not from your friends. But we're saying take counsel from professionals. Take counsel from your mentors, people who understand and whom you have seen have achieved the thing that you are trying to achieve in your marriage. So please, don't refuse to seek financial help. There are many other money mistakes that couples also make. Another one, not having financial plans, not having financial goals, not having a budget. Don't forget that a budget is simply your spending plan. How do we plan our money? The resources that we have. Another problem is having a one income family when only one person is getting the money. Another thing is the cultural thing, expectation. So there are many problems. And like I said, I have about 30 of them, but for this evening, I'm looking at just 7. The number one is avoiding money talk. It's a financial mistake that we must avoid. And if we're already in this having this challenge, please let us look for a way to fix this problem. Let us speak to our spouse. We do not confront, but we speak. We talk. I might say, oh, I have this. Maybe you can just start by saying that I think this is bothering me. The way you talk about other things, talk about it. Look for a convenient time to talk about it. Number two is failure to plan for financial emergencies. Don't forget that I said that an emergency can wipe out anything. And it is not when, that, when I'm planning for emergency, it means that I am, I don't trust God or I am fearful. No, it only means that you have wisdom. Even the Bible says that wisdom is profitable to direct. So, the things that we should be planning for that, some things are not even emergencies. For instance, your house rent is not an emergency. You know that every year you have to pay for your house rent. If you are pregnant, your wife is pregnant, it is not an emergency. You know that after 9 months, that woman is going to put to bed. School fees is not an emergency because you know that every term you need to make payments. And let me say this, that retirement is not also an emergency because if you are working, if you are in employment, you know how old that you are right now. And you know how old, the termination age, the exit age, So it is not an emergency. And these are the things that you must plan for. I'm not even talking about this one that you already know would happen. I'm talking about the, unforeseen one. Remember the COVID-19 period when people could not go out to work. That was an emergency. It was something that was unforeseen. And I'm saying that things like that, would happen. So how are you planning towards it? So failure to plan for financial emergency is a money mistake in marriage that we as couples must avoid. The third one I talked about is letting in-laws or extended family, to influence our decisions. They are not the key people that we should look out for. The key person you should look out for is your spouse. That is it. Then number 4 is not having a will or an estate plan. Please protect your family. One way by which you can protect your family is when you have this will. Is when you have an estate plan. Especially, I will repeat it, if you have children that are small or if you have children that are special needs. I have a special needs son. And we have prepared for him in a separate way. So you have to start thinking about that and you have to start putting things in place for your children. Another mistake is comparing your finances to other couples. You are not the same. Couple Mr. A and B is different from, I will use my own family, Vincent. We're different. So what our financial situation, our income is not the same thing as the couple that we're looking at. Those couple may be living a false life. They may be living on loans. They may be living on credit. And that is why they're able to get all these things. They say that the grass is always greener on the other side. So don't compare, please. Another thing is not teaching your children. You must start teaching your children from a young age. You can start by giving them this piggy bank, depending on how old that they are. If your children are in secondary school, let them know the importance of work. That money is as a result of value. It is just an exchange for value. Don't forget. And then refusing to seek financial help as well. I want to ask you at this point that please, if you have not yet subscribe, please share and also like as well. I come live every day. I'm on a challenge right now, and I'm here live every evening. By 8:30, I am live to share money talks, to share business talks, to share investment talks, also to share legal tips as well. So I'll be back tomorrow, but I want to encourage you, if there's anything, any clarification or any direction or any guidance, please, DM me, or you can send your request or whatever it is to my WhatsApp number as well. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I'm going to leave this with you, that money can either make or break your marriage, but how you manage it, how it turns out to be, depends on you. So if this resonated with you, let us meet tomorrow again. And I want us to walk this money journey together, to build this community together. So thank you, Melvin Lord. Thank you, Bain. And thank you for your contribution. I appreciate them. And everyone that joined me on this live, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe as well. So be money wise, and I will see you at the top. Until tomorrow, when we are back, have a restful night. Thank you. Bye.